Welcome to the YouTube channel, Kickboxer the Original Cut.
I said, Jean-Claude, you're better than Bruce Lee. You're better than Stallone. You're better than Schwarzenegger. Albert Buell, please, I have an idea. Let me share the idea with you. You know what is important? Frank Dux came up with a great story. Thousands of young people, they saw Bloodsport, they went from the street to the dojo. That is important. So we have to say thank you, Frank Dux. But my God, Bloodsport. People in Canon production were saying it's a piece of shit. It was a huge impact. I cannot walk on the streets. People went crazy. My God, Jean-Claude is a funny guy, huh? And I was also funny. So I was making him laugh a lot and he was making me laugh a lot. So we had great souvenirs together.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte einen großen Applaus für Mohammed Qissi!
Hello, how are you, everybody?
Very good. Très bien. How are you?
Very happy to be here in Düsseldorf with my friend Sean. Wonderful person, worked so hard. I just love those movies in the 80s, so I'm blessed. And
Willie.
very nice to meet you, Willie.
Good. Very nice to meet you.
To all of you.
So you were born in Morocco, but you grew up in Belgium. My question is, when did you move and why? How did it happen?
I was born in Morocco, and in 1964, my parents took me and my brother Attila, you know, like in the West. Yeah, 64. So I was 2 years old. My brother was 4. And that's where I started with kindergarten.
And I read that you started boxing pretty early, and I think when you were 7 or so, if I'm not mistaken. Who brought you there? Why did you start? And what were your first memories of actually starting fighting?
Actually, it's Attila, my brother Abdel, who took me to boxing.
Okay, what were your first memories?
My first memories is when I started boxing. I met Jean-Claude Van Damme, which his acting name is Jean-Claude Van Damme. He was 9, and I was 7 when I started. So he loves boxing. He was coming and watched boxing, and that's how we became friends.
And were you serious about the sport pretty early, or was it something that developed over time when you were a kid?
I was born with Muhammad Ali. I mean, imagine in Belgium, 3 o'clock in the morning, my grandparents, my parents, everybody wake up, watch Muhammad Ali. I opened my eyes with Muhammad Ali. So it just, something I loved, and my brother was doing boxing. So that's how we love so much boxing, and that's how we went into boxing.
Okay, you just mentioned your brother. Usually when you have siblings, you always fight. So when you were both boxing, how many times did it happen that you guys actually had a fight and you actually used your fist? Vernünftig ausgedrückt bei mir, ne? No.
You have to understand something. We were 2 years apart, right? I was 7, he was 9, my brother. At 9, he was looking like 13, 14 years old boy. He was a big guy. And me, I was a skinny guy. I got really sick often. I had problems, health problems. And with sports, I got better. But let me tell you, I mean, he was way too strong for me to do anything when we were little. I mean, so.
So my next question is, so at one point, obviously, I mean, you already said you met Jean-Claude, and when did you guys have the first thought about, okay, we want to be in the movies, we want to go to Hollywood? When did that all start?
At very first, it was just sports. It was karate for him. It was boxing for me. He loves boxing. Comes to watch me boxing. I come to watch him to do karate. He came home. He has one sister, but he came home because he loved Moroccan food, tagine, couscous, and he was staying in my home more than his own home. So that's how we started our friendship, and then we became brothers, and that's how we started.
And when did the Hollywood dream start?
Actually, very young, Jean-Claude and I, we want to see always movies. And we love Bruce. So we were going and watch those movies, you know. You go to the exit entrance, when people come out, we hide, and then we go in, you know, and then we have the whole theater like this, I remember. We go inside slowly, and then we go here, and we go like this, you know. We just lay down and then look at the screen. That's how we were hiding, Jean-Claude and I, to go and see movies, because we were crazy about movies. Go watch movies, and then we go to the gym. And to the gym, if it's closed, we go by the window. We go inside, we train. And we're crazy about movies and crazy about, you know, sports.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, of course, love come inside of our heart to go to Hollywood and to movies because of Bruce Lee.
How old have you been there?
Oh my gosh, there we were like really like 12. I was 12, he was 14. That's when we really said, my God, we have to go to Hollywood.
So when you guys moved to the US, obviously it was a very big decision because you didn't have that much money. I mean, you explained to me the entire story, which is crazy, but what do you remember of arriving in the US and that feeling like, okay, we actually made it here, so what are we going to do now?
I mean, everyone, our friends, especially the parents of Jean-Claude, didn't want him to go because he had a lot to lose, because he has California gym, which was excelled. He had a gym, was working very well. But he didn't have much money to put money together for plane ticket. Me, yes. But I had nothing to lose. So he has a lot to lose. Okay? So everybody was saying to us, what are you going to do in Hollywood? I mean, you don't have no working visa. You can't speak English, because it's true at that time, Jean-Claude and I, we both speak one word in English. You have American people there who didn't make it, and you, two little Belgian guy, going to go to Hollywood, a plane of like 12 hours or more going there if you have a stop somewhere, like we had in New York. I mean, you're just dreaming. This is just dream. Stay here. Jean-Claude, they were saying, you know, just stay there. Keep going with the gym. He's doing very well. Me, you know, just keep going, do something with my brother. He was electrician. My brother was saying to me, I mean, you're crazy. What are you going to do there? Let me give you a job where I'm working and stop dreaming.
Yeah, dat mag wel. So what was the, so to speak, worst job that you had to do when you were in the US before you guys hit it big?
Do you want to offer us how we took the pain and we went to Hollywood?
Well, I'm pretty sure that some of those guys will also want to ask those questions. So I try not to use the most typical questions, you know?
You got it. Very good. I mean, once we were in Hollywood, we had a very tough time. Very tough time. And personally, restaurant, pizza, Chinese restaurant. Jean-Claude was gluing carpets at one point. I mean, because he was with a girl and his father was in the carpet business. So basically, we did a little bit everything when we arrived in Hollywood.
Chef, what do you remember?
It was just a wow. I'm emotional now because it's, you know, just a great guy, of course, for us. Blessed to meet him. And I don't know, we have a wonderful story. We have also pictures with Jean-Claude, me, and, you know, and here is Jean-Claude taking the picture.
Wow.
Also dieses Foto nimmt gerade Jean-Claude auf.
Yeah, and then after I took the picture with Jean-Claude and Mohammed Ali, and we have quite a few pictures. That's the mosque behind it. So we were just tying there, and then before that we were in his house. So I have a whole story there. When you want me, I start from A to Z, but then it'll be maybe a problem for the challenge.
You met the greatest boxer of all time. That's amazing. You're a childhood hero, huh? Yeah.
John David.
And imagine we were in the ring, we were in his gym, and Jean-Claude says, I brought my friend, he says, boss, huh? Come in. He's coming into the ring with him. Imagine that. So we start boxing, right? Or we start boxing. So I start to move, I start to move and just working with him and then suddenly he stops. He goes and sees his friends and says, hey, boxers like me. So that was the best compliment I had in my life.
You have one more?
I'm waiting for the next question.
Okay. And that's going to be my last question for now. So when you guys, and I have to ask this because I still think it's one of the I don't want to say funniest, but in hindsight, it's just amazing. You and Jean-Claude were in the Canon film Breakin, dancing your asses off. Did you guys fight for the best spots to be on site in camera? Because it looks like it's short.
I was always saying to Jean-Claude, especially when he was alone, I said, Jean-Claude, you are the best. Look at your face. Look at your body. Look at the martial arts you're better than Bruce Lee. You're better than Stallone. You're better than Schwarzenegger. I'm saying that, of course, to, I respect Bruce Lee, of course, but I wanted to pump up my friend there. I said, you look amazing. So, you know what? What are you going to do? Once we'll be doing our little extra part in Breakin, I'm going to talk. You don't look at the camera. Let me see I'll feel what it is. So just listen to me. And if you see, I can, sometimes I'm in his ear talking. Sometimes you can see that. And I say left, right, go a little bit on the front. The front. Yes, go on the left, on the right. Yeah. So, and that's why he was,
He was a little more
looking, he was like, on the screen more than the others.
Oh, what a coincidence. Was für ein Zufall. You are dancing your asses off and good memories.
Great memories. I mean, we were there in paradise. For us, it was like, oh my God. We were like, it was our first experience. And it took us 2 years because we didn't know where to go. We didn't know what to do to get this far. This extra part in break. Then we were in paradise. We really were in paradise. We were so happy. I mean, you can see us happy.
Ich übersetze mal ganz kurz. Also, er hat sehr, sehr schöne Erinnerungen an diese Szene, einfach weil sie 2 Jahre darauf hingearbeitet haben, überhaupt so eine Komparsenrolle zu bekommen. Und ist einer der schönsten Momente aus der Zeit, einfach diese Erinnerung, wie halt alles angefangen hat.
We had people in Belgium. They know us. And they saw us on the screen. They said, oh my God, they made it.
Yeah, they made it. You're a millionaire now, huh?
Imagine when we did Bloodsport, Kickboxer, it was a shock. Of course, already here they were impressed. So imagine.
Der Gedanke war gerade von wegen, dass zu Hause in Belgien die Leute ihn halt gesehen haben, gedacht haben, boah, die haben es wirklich geschafft, die sind jetzt Hollywood-Stars. Er hat eine Komparsenrolle einfach. So, und dann, als der Kickboxer und Bloodsport rauskam, das hat natürlich alle in Belgien halt komplett von den Socken gehauen, aber einfach der Gedanke, wie halt Menschen damals getickt haben. So, du läufst halt irgendwo hinten im Bild rum und der hat es geschafft, der ist jetzt Millionär, der ist ein Superstar. So waren die Zeiten. Kennen wir, ne? Ja, ja, ja. That is so 80s, man. You can't get any more 80s than this, man. Where was that?
That was in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur. But my God, Bloodsport. We had, it was like a roller coaster. It was like so happy we're living a dream. And then we were so stressed because we were afraid if the movie goes to VHS. People in Canon production were saying it's a piece of shit.
What?
Yes. Imagine. Jean-Claude was crying, wanted to go back to Belgium. He wanted to leave the. I mean, so you want to translate that? Then I'll keep going. Imagine, you know what happened is you had a group of people in Canon production. They were doing movies with Charles Bronson. They were doing movies with Chuck Norris. They were doing movies with Michael Dudikoff. We were a brand new team coming with Marc Dissal, brand new. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? So they're the one who watched the movie and said to Menachem, it's a piece of shit.
Ja. Wir haben ein bisschen Konkurrenzangst gehabt. Ja.
Concurrence.
Yes. Konkurrenz soll.
Life is concurrence.
Ja.
Competition. And also other problem with Carl Kress. Imagine Carl Kress, Oscar in Tower Infernal with Stephen McQueen. I mean, the guy was a great editor. You know, he the one who did the editing. So we two young guys, we see, and we were crying. I mean, I said, the fight scene are not good. So how you can say that?
Yeah.
About the Carl Kress? It's tough. They say, crazy, you're talking about Carl Kress. He won an Oscar for editing, but he never did editing of a fight scene martial arts. So we went to Menachem Golan crying. We said, please, let us cut the fight scene. The acting, very good, nothing to say, but the fight scenes. I worked on the choreography of the fight scene with Frank Dux, with Jean-Claude, the teamwork, beautiful work. And it was a disaster in the editing. Yeah. So I said, please. And then Menachem Golan, expensive it is. We pay for it. Let's do the shorter fight because it was negative at that time. At that time, it was 25 millimeter. It was like with a big flat bench. It was completely different. It was very expensive at that time. So I was saying, you know, let us cut the shorter fight. And I cut my fight, the first one with Juan Paredes. When I knock out the guy, I go like this, remember? Yeah. He falls down. So I cut that fight with Jean-Claude together. And then we paid for it. Carl Kress saw it. And he did this.
Give me 5.
And then we cut the whole fight scenes.
Oh, cool.
Do you believe that the Frank Dux story of Bloodsport is real or true?
It doesn't matter, brother.
Das ist egal.
It doesn't matter. You know why it matters? You know what is important? Frank Dux came up with a great story.
Yes. Yeah.
Thousands of young people, they saw Bloodsport, they went from the street to the dojo.
Yes.
That is important.
Yes. Yes.
So we have to say thank you, Frank Dux.
How many days did you film the final fight between Kurt Sloan and Tong Po in Kickboxer?
3 days?
3 days.
Oh.
And imagine we had to insert the reaction of the people. You know, it was not easy with my makeup. It was not easy. So 3 days. But we prepared 2 weeks before, step by step, all the movement, everything. Jean-Claude and I, we grew up together. We know each other very well. We spar all the time together for many years. So that helped, of course. You understand?
How big was the impact on you as a Moroccan in Morocco playing Tong Po in the film Kickboxer?
First, no impact. Nothing. I tell you why. No, I had makeup.
Yeah.
I walk on the street, nobody recognizes me. It's Tong Po with a ponytail. I don't understand. But after many years in television, showing the makeup, explaining to people, it was a huge impact. I cannot walk on the streets. People went crazy. When they come, they shook their hand like this. Some cry, some, first Moroccan in Hollywood doing movie international. Like, it was huge. So.
Kleine Privatsammlung.
How did the sequel to Kickboxer come about? What were the initial plans and whose idea was it? What was your idea for the story?
Yeah, that was kind of sad for me. Very sad. Because Albert Pune wanted to do a sequel, which was great. Okay, we worked on Cyborg with him. Great guy. But I really wanted to have Jean-Claude. Jean-Claude was not possible. So they brought Sacha Mitchell. Very good actor. Great face. But nothing to do with martial arts. A real martial arts can see he has nothing to do with martial arts. So I said, Albert, I didn't really enjoy the screenplay, honestly, but it was okay. And also I didn't have my credit on the first one. First one was Tong Po as himself, so I need to have my credit, my name on the screen. So I said, Albert Pune, please, I have an idea. Let me share the idea with you. Okay. He said, I don't decide. The screenwriter and the producers would tell me the idea. So I said, please, Albert, Sacha Mitchell for Kickboxer 2 is the wrong choice.
Also wollte Sascha Mitchell
Give him something else.
Mohammed
Give him
gesagt,
something else.
falsche Entscheidung. Es sollte
People
was
are
anderes
not
kriegen.
stupid. In Kickboxer, you have not third or brother. It's two brothers. So even and the guy has nothing to do with martial arts. So I said, please, why we don't do this? Denis Alexio, it's a great presence. He's in a real chair. Let's start with him. Let's start with Denis Alexio going crazy because they killed his brother because he wanted Jean-Claude to be dead. So he goes crazy. And now he wants to avenge his brother.
Also die Idee war dann, dass Mohammeds Idee war
So imagine we start Kickboxer 2 with Denis Alexio sweating, going crazy. He wants to get up. And that's a nice message to everybody out there who has that problem within a wheelchair, to never give up. You never know. You have miracles. Miracles happen. It all depends here. Many of them, not maybe many, but at least few of them, they got up because they're strong here. So anyway, that's how I wanted, Kickboxer to start. And of course, then become strong. Goes back to Xian, the trainer of Jean-Claude. He trains him, give him that magic of Thailand. And then he comes back and avenge his brother they killed.
Genau. Das war die Mohammeds Idee.
It's not better sequel, no? Come on.
What was your friendship with Jean-Claude Van Damme like? And what are your most beautiful memories?
We had a very strong bond. We know each other. I was 7 and he was 9 when we met first. So he came to my home, stayed many times sleeping in my home, eating food of my mother. I used to love Breakin food a lot of time, Moroccan food. And I go to his home also sometimes. One day, I was crying. So I had no money. It was Mother's Day. I wanted to buy something to my mother. He said to me to come. He has a safe. He opens. He said, the only one you have the code. And then he opens, he gives me 50 Belgian franc at that time. And I go buy for my mother. I never forget that. Even after, it was not easy. Because, people know, he said it himself, he has like a problem of bipolar. He has problem a lot of problem with his father, I remember. So he was staying in my home because his father said out, because he was going crazy sometimes. But me, each time he was going crazy, I remember the safe box, the 50 Belgium franc. So I always remember, and I stay calm. So we've been talking back and forth now, you can say for 10 years. For 20 years, we didn't speak. And then the last 10 years, we go back and forth. And, with time. My favorite movie, we had so many. 90% of Jean-Claude and I, we were like laughing, having fun. We have that 10% where, but of course that you can see that in every family, in every brother. It's not only good. Sometimes it's bad, but most of the time, my God, Jean-Claude is a funny guy, huh? And I was also funny. So I was making him laugh a lot and he was making me laugh a lot. So we had great souvenirs together. But I think when you're asking the best souvenir, so many. But I think again, I will come back like what I said, him and I, we were like, in front of Muhammad Ali, we were like, oh my God. So that I believe is another level.
Big applause for Mohammed Qissi.
Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you very much for your support.